how to solve square root minus I. So first of all, let square root minus I is equal to a minus iv. Then I can say here is square root minus I is equal to a minus ib. I use both side whole square. Then I can say here is square root is cancelled, so we'll find out minus I is equal to, we know that a minus b whole square is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. According to these rules, I can say here is a square minus 2aib plus I square b square. Then I can say here is minus I is equal to a square minus 2ab I. We know that I is square root minus 1. So I square, it will be square root minus 1 bracket power is 2. Square root is cancelled, so it will be minus 1. So I can say here is minus b square. Then here is minus I, it will be 0 minus I is equal to a square minus b square minus 2ab I. Now we are compare the real part and imaginary part. This time I can say in this equation a square minus b square is equal to 0 and 2ab is equal to 1. Now I can say here is b is equal to 1 over 2a. Now I put on this below in this equation, so it is a square minus b square is equal to 0. Now I can say here is a square minus b is 1 over 2a bracket this square is equal to 0. Then it will be a square minus 1 over 4a square is equal to 0. Then this equation becomes, it will be 4a square, 4a square times a square, it will be 4a to the power 4 minus this, divide this, it will be 1, so it will be 1 is equal to 0. Now I can say easily in this case 4a to the power 4 minus 1 is equal to 0. Then it will be 4a to the power 4 is equal to 1. Then I can say to the power 4 is equal to 1 over 4. I divide both sides 4. Then a to the power 4 is equal to 1 over 4. I use both sides 4 root a to the power 4. Then I can say here is 4 cancel, so a is equal to plus minus 1 over square root 2. So we'll find out the value of a is equal to 1 over square root 2 and others value a is equal to minus 1 over square root 2. Then we'll find out the value of b. So b is 1 over 2a. So I can say when a is equal to 1 over root 2, so this time a is 1 over square root 2. Then I can say it will be 1 over 2 over square root 2. Then I can say it will be 1 over square root 2. And again we'll find out a is equal to minus 1 over square root 2. So I can say b is equal to 1 over 2a. So it will be 1 over 2 times minus 1 over square root 2. And then I can say 1 over minus 2 over square root 2. It will be minus 1 over square root 2. When a is equal to 1 over square root 2, this time b is equal to 1 over square root 2. And again when a is equal to minus 1 over square root 2, this time b is equal to minus 1 over square root 2. Remember that first of all square root minus I is equal to a minus ib. So I can say a is 1 over square root 2 minus I times b is 1 over square root 2. Then I can say it will be 1 over square root 2 minus I over square root 2. And again we are find out a is equal to minus half. So I can say here is 1 over square root 2 and minus I, and v is equal to minus 1 over square root 2. Now in this case I can see easily minus 1 over square root 2 minus minus it will be plus I over square root 2. So this is our final answer. Now I solve this question's others method. We know that square root minus I, it will be square root minus 2I over 2. Then I can say it will be 1 over square root 2, this 2, and again square root minus 2I. Then I can say 1 over square root 2, and here is square root minus 2I, it will be 1 minus 2I minus 1. Then I can say 1 over square root 2, and it will be square root 1 square minus 2 times 1 times I plus I square. Because of that I square is minus 1. Then I can say it will be 1 over square root 2 square root 1 minus I whole square. Square minus 2ab plus b square. Then I can say square root cancel, so we'll find out plus minus 1 over square root 2 1 minus I. So this is our others answer.